To start on time. So we have about 15 minutes or so before we begin, so please get settled. And at 2:21, we'll commence the program. I'd just like to kindly remind those with balloons to please don't fly them high because it obstructs the view of the people behind. So if you can please just tie them as low as possible or put them in the back or to the sides so they don't obstruct the view of those behind you. If we can do that at this time, please. Thank you so much. We'll be starting in just a few moments. And thank you for being here. Good afternoon, friends and family. We will be starting our program in just a couple of minutes. Just a reminder, those of you who have balloons, please, if you can lower them to the lowest possible so they don't obstruct the view of those behind you. So if you can please lower all the balloons as low as possible and tie them low. And please find your seats because the program will begin on time. Thank you.
Let us pray. Our Father in heaven, please lean your ear as I humbly approach you. Let your kingdom to come, let your name be glorified, and let your will be fulfilled in the earth as it is in heaven. Today I ask you to bless this event as we receive the rewards that we have been working so hard for. And please teach us the importance of endurance and persistence. And lastly, I want to ask, let everything happen according to your will, not ours. In the name of Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen.
This morning, at exactly 12:01 a.m., I received a notification on Instagram telling me that Nobu's countdown titled Graduation had finally ended. Yes, I was still up. I was nervous. I couldn't sleep. This was the day we've been preparing for ever since we were young. I still cannot believe that we're standing up here today. Can you? Good afternoon. My name is Yanaya Klolubak, and I stand here before you all as the class of 2021 Valedictorian. I would like to thank God for bringing us all here today in celebration of our graduating class. To my family, my friends, my teachers, thank you all for helping me achieve such an incredible accomplishment. I would not be standing up here today if it weren't for your support, your sacrifice, your words of wisdom. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Before I commence my speech, I would like to give a brief description of my class. One thing I think that stands out about this class is how we always try to help each other when things get hard, whether that may be studying and teaching each other before a math test, or helping each other with physics homework, or simply opening up to each other about our hardships in our personal lives. We have grown over the years, and we have learned to never leave another behind. Every student here is extremely intelligent. We would have the most random and interesting conversations in class, and I would look up at them and think, how could they even know that? I laugh in amazement because they are simply brilliant people. I highlight how hardworking this class is. Even if we've lost all our motivation, we continue to do our best in school because we knew it was important. I'm deeply honored to be a part of this class. It was on Tuesday when Principal Sanchez announced the ranking for our senior class. We were all nervous but excited for each other. After all, this moment was long awaited in such a competitive class. I'm so proud of each of my classmates, but hearing their wonderful accomplishments made me want to scream at them in excitement, but I held back as we were in a church. Principal Sanchez moved on to the top 5 and eventually the top 3, and man, I was getting really nervous. It was time for us to know who would be our valedictorian, and when I heard him announce my name, I was thrilled. I was excited. But that lasted about 5 seconds. I was panicking. My classmates cheered me on, and I laughed with them, and I thanked them, but really on the inside, I was screaming. I knew I needed to start preparing my speech. As I began, it was really hard for me to think about what to say. But I took a deep breath and told myself to start from the beginning. Well, freshman year was interesting. We were excited but nervous. We were, as they say, the fresh meat of the school, and we made a lot of funny memories, which I'm sure you have a particular one in mind right now. I think my class can agree with me when I say we were overachievers. No matter what it was, we wanted and needed to get it done. Even if that meant walking all the way from Tapsay to Malalai looking for community service hours, all because we wanted to reach 100 hours within our first year of high school. I know, it sounds crazy, but that was who we were, hardworking from the beginning. Sophomore year was a little bit more challenging and gloomy, to say the least. We were no longer the freshest class, and we made peace with the thought that maybe we weren't the favorites anymore, even though I still think we are, right, Miss Cynthia? We weren't as motivated as freshman year, but we still kept up our habit of hard work. Junior year was stressful. They say this is the hardest year of high school, and immediately I believed it. When junior year started, discussion about the ACTs, SATs, and college preparation was brought up. And on top of that, our class was in charge of the annual junior and senior banquet, as well as the seniors' graduation. And though we couldn't carry out our plans accordingly that year due to COVID, we still worked hard despite all the changes, the stress, and the frustration. Okay, senior year. I can safely say that we were all over the place. Our emotions, our grades, our emotions after seeing our grades. We've been through so much pain and struggle at this point. We've laughed together and cried together. We've even had our own little therapy session already. We've had our lows and high moments in high school, and this year in particular, our biggest struggle was that we often procrastinated. But despite that, we managed to pick each other up, pick ourselves up, and kept going. I admire that about my class. Those times when I was ready to drop my pen and give up, my class would unknowingly encourage me through their positive attitude, perseverance, and dedication to hard work. I was reminded that hard work is the essence of success. Elon Musk once said, "No matter how hard you work, someone else is working harder." I don't see this as a negative, but a positive in my class. We like to call it positive peer pressure. When we show determination to succeed, it motivates others to do the same, to work harder. Seeing you all persevere through stress really encouraged me to do my best, and I can only hope that what I've learned from them, you all could learn too. As we step out of high school and enter the real world, there will be more struggle, pain, and hardships. It'll be harder to endure what will come next for us, but I believe that this class will do just fine. You've not only heard it from me, but from our teachers, our parents, and others around us, that we are destined to do great things in the future, and I believe that. Throughout these past 4 years, I've seen us overcome challenges that have been drastically thrown our way, so I have no doubt that we are leaving high school prepared. Class of 2021, as you leave, take with you not only memories and lifelong dreams, but your work ethic as well, because that is important. Don't stop now just because high school is over. I was wrong about high school being the hardest thing that we'd ever have to tackle. All the complaining and the stress won't end. And as we've been told, leaving high school is only the beginning. Easy is never promised and hardship is expected. But don't let any of these things be setbacks for your plans in life. I know what I'm saying may sound stressful already, but don't forget that it's okay to take a break once in a while and enjoy life. Have fun, but don't use that as an excuse to get lazy. Continue to strive and keep your determination because that will get you far in your journey. When it gets hard, just pray, pick your head up, and keep going. When you've succeeded, never forget to thank God and reach for bigger dreams. Don't stop. Just like the video Mr. Laughlin showed us in freshman year, don't let your dreams be dreams. Just do it. But do it with purpose, goals, and a positive attitude. Don't be too hard on yourself. Instead, give yourself credit because you persevered through adversity. That's not an easy task to do. Class, you've all had a positive influence on each other, including me. We've worked so hard, lost sleep, but in the end, it was worth it because we're here and we did it. You did it. I'm extremely proud of all of us, and I can't wait to look forward to your success later in life. Thank you.
Ali, Ungil Obasong. Today, the Warriors class of 2021 would like to present our class gift. Our class has worked hard these past 4 years to reach our goal in providing PMA with a new summer house.
The purpose of our gift is to provide a nice lunch area and a place that when it rains, it won't get muddy and students won't get wet. It also provides a much easier way for the teachers to monitor students during lunchtime.
We hope this gift benefits PMA for years to come. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm here to award this a scholarship to a person who is graduating as a senior, high school senior. And this is only for Ngatpang State students. And this year, the certificate of award is in recognition of outstanding academic excellence. And so I'm very honored to present this award to Modet Samantar Masao Surangal. With this certificate of award, we also have a scholarship in the amount of 500. So, Ms. Modet.
It's my turn now. And, every year I present the Sumang Damay Memorial Scholarship Award. Usually it goes to the first and second top performing students of its class graduating every year. Last year, before the school term started, I talked to some students from PMA, and one of them told me about the Sumang Damay Scholarship Award. She said, we're all vying for it, we're all competing for it. And I said, wow, I better get prepared. This end of the school year, I talked to the principal, and as you know, the nominations are from the school, not from me. I don't decide who gets it. It's the school based on their grade points. This year, I was overwhelmed to get 5 nominations from PMA. And by the way, this is based on their scholastic achievement, not based on who is who or what is what or relations to anybody, okay? The first person, it ranked from 4.0 all the way to a certain level, and then I had to cut it off because I cannot afford to give to every student. I'm trying to work for it. But it gives me pleasure this afternoon to say that the first award to this person may be at the bottom of the line, but the person earned the right to be there at the end of the line. Okay? And I'm proud this morning to call on, let me read, Miss Model Samantha Ramasao Surangala. Please come forward, get your certificate and your $500 scholarship for being one of the runner-up to the award. The next runner-up, wow, is Mr. Nobuyuki Nainawa Obal Victor Yano. So runner-up, so he also gets a certificate and a scholarship of $500. All right. A third one up. Let me see. This is for a Mr. Bob Olubu Harris, a certificate and a $500 scholarship award. Good job, everybody. Number 2. Wow. This is for a Mr. Alwais Orion Kolbu. With a $500 scholarship award. Finally, I'll let you make a guess. Miss Yani Ngertao Kloluba. She gets the 2021 20 to 21 Subang Damay Scholarship Award. She gets a certificate and $1,000 for scholarship for her whatever. I wish I had more to give, but that's it. Thank you all.
Thank you, Governor Otong and Mrs. Pierantosi, for presenting those very special scholarships to our most deserving students. At this time, our seniors will be sharing a token of their appreciation along with a message to their parents and family members. As the seniors present you with these gifts of gratitude, please kindly refrain from placing leis on the students or giving them balloons or gifts at this time. The appropriate time for these special gifts will be after the seniors exit the main hall at the end of today's ceremony. Thank you for your cooperation.
Thank you both for always supporting me and for loving me. Mom, thank you for always helping me with everything I need and for being there for me. And Dad, for working so hard to pay off my education and everything our family needs. I love you both so much. To my siblings, Lala, Bubak, and Bisay, I hope you guys are proud of me. Thank you for being there for me and for all the advice you've given throughout my life. To my friends, thanks for being there for me through a lot of my ups and downs. It really means a lot. To the teachers and staff, we really couldn't have made it without your hard work and sacrifice this year. Thank you. Lastly, to my class, we finally did it. We did it through whatever the last 10 months have been. I'm so proud of us.
Mom, Pa, and Bilk, thanks for listening to me talk about all of the random stuff that I found cool, even if you had a hard time understanding what I was talking about. Guns, thank you for being there as my big brother in every possible way. I don't think I could have asked for more, to be honest. Otep, you've been there for me ever since we were little. And even though things have changed a lot since then, you have continued to be there for me, and you've continued to support me. Thank you for that. Thank you for being my best friend. And finally, to my classmates, my second family, I never had to worry about putting up any fronts or facades in front of y'all because you guys would always accept whatever I had to bring. Words can't express how much I appreciate that. You all are amazing, and I couldn't have asked for better friends to graduate with. Let's go and show the world what we're made of.
To the great loves in my life, in case you didn't know, I love you very much. I'm thankful for everything you've done to love, support, and encourage me, and for how much I've been able to flourish with your guidance. To my teachers, thank you for your commitment to my learning and development. I wouldn't be here on this stage without your sacrifice, care, and hard work. To my dad, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for your love all these years, for encouraging everything I put my mind to and supporting my dreams. Thank you for taking care of me. I love you, Daddy. To my mom, thank you for being such a great role model in my life and for always thinking of me. Thank you for doing your best for me. I love you. To my kuya, thank you for teaching me, challenging me, and looking out for me. To my whole family, thank you for your continued support and care for me. To my friends, my matcha, thank you for standing by me through my good and bad times. I love you guys. Finally, to my class of 2021, we've made it. Thank you for your perseverance through these years. You're all amazing people, and I know each and every one of you will do so many great things with your lives. Thank you to all who have supported me on my journey.
Me, your princess finally made it. I just want to take this time to show my utmost appreciation to my family. Thank you for the constant love and support that you continue to give me. I'm truly blessed to have a family like mine. To my classmates, hey Rabuig, we made it. I'm blessed to be with a class like ours. Each of you will not be forgotten. Bong may gang Rabuig, and to better things. Meow.
To all my friends, enemies, acquaintances, loved ones, and those who hate me, I am very grateful to have all of you in my life. My dear parents, thank you for all these years' support unseen and behind. 感谢你们生下了我，让我得以诞生在这个世界。在此，我致以深刻的感激，深深致谢。I won't be here without you, my dear parents. To all the people in my life, you have taught me the importance of self-discipline, patience, endurance, and persistence. And to my lovely and city classmates, I am more than grateful to have all of you in my path of life. And lastly, my God, thank you for helping me.
Tugubat sa lamang alsa lalmarathalak, tamag madalak almaas. Sulang raklaw marang mausisakli wala maaliwi ang makrarang akarabak kalsit sa malamal. Sulang alblal gari karang mandak matamal, iblal mitchil wasindak nasong sarangidin ngaral kuspe. Sulang alblal mangalya arangak, emsabak karang ararokul toy. Dirakal sa kalawang sulalak tamlang mapiil, dirakal ng sawla makarorang alak kikaril meklo. Alak kami wandak to odal, mawarang ukar alalsids. بالكلا رميو مرغول لونيل تقول لمدان مرغوق أذا سباق المبدئي لبقول أسوار يقدم سانس لوران أسال دقبل مو دين قتل بطير مرميو رغوي. Extended thank you to the rest of my family, especially my sister, my cousins, along with my friends, teachers, and lastly, Mr. and Mrs. Sanchez and Miss Cynthia for all that you've done for me and with me. I love you guys.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Bob Harris, and this is my tribute. I would like to start by thanking my uncle and auntie, Yimnang and Charlene. They helped me a lot during the school years. I would also like to thank all my cousins, especially Kuni, Alice, and Dogalao. They are my closest friends and they treat me like a brother. I want to thank my auntie Florence and my auntie Amalia. I also like to thank my grandmother Keiku Isa and Clint and Desmary because they were there for me when I needed help. I want to thank all my classmates for giving me the motivation to do well in school. I also especially want to say thank you to my brother Sean and my mother Sharon. I would like to thank my brother because he taught me that if you put all your mind into it, you can do anything. And I would like to thank my mother for always doing her best for my brother and me. And finally, I want to thank God for always being with me and for always helping me when I ask.
Abang urang asulir Arabic kelas langus buka kara skulek telang aklek maklangar ngah eng moknyam da alda ada mangdigot eng suwa alo da ngasi urang asulir latios almlamak prolak almira aridel tiang emalmol almura wala bangal laklangar ngah tel belula ongerum eng suwa al urang asulir latmak marudah Ravel tiger yang ma omelat kalgirel armada kaltang ongeding eng suwa al mereng asulir trigal adal mil suwak slas ol ngeserngak rada al din skuler madirek kal losis akla laklangar hindi gigi da boktung mal masulang.
First and foremost, Mom and Dad, thank you for your never-ending support and guidance. You have taught me a lot, and I wouldn't be the person I am today without you both. To my siblings, although we may argue sometimes, my life would not be complete without you guys. I appreciate you all, and when I go, you better listen to Ulte. To my grandparents, Papa, Grandma, and Grandpa, thank you for the sacrifices you made and the unconditional love and support you have given me. To my cousins, thank you for making life an adventure and for being my partners in crime since day one. Don't have too much fun without me. To the rest of my family and friends, I'm thankful that I have you all, and I cherish all the experiences we have together. To my classmates, I couldn't have asked for better, and I am honored to be a part of you guys. To everybody mentioned and unmentioned, thank you.
Mom, thank you so much for everything that you've done for me. I'm honestly so grateful to have such a strong, loving, kind, cool, and sometimes stubborn person like you as my mom. I have learned so much from you growing up, and I'm very thankful for all the lessons you've taught me. I know I don't say this too often, but sulang raro kuy, mral pati karungu karkaw. Papa, thank you for being very supportive for what I do in my life. Thank you for being a listening ear. I really appreciate talking to you on all the things that pique my interest here and there. In addition, thank you for teaching me the importance of the land and knowing where you come from. Love you. Grandma and Grandpa, thank you so much for feeding me, checking up on me, teaching me, and so much more. I especially enjoy our Hanaguda games, and I hope we can play more soon, and I, of course, will beat Grandma with a Nanatam. I love you guys. To my siblings, I miss all of you guys so much, and I hope you're all doing well. My aunties and uncles, thank you so much for raising me. To my best friends, you know who you are. I thank you guys so much for helping me grow and for all the memories that we've made. To Miss Cynthia, thank you for being my school mom and taking care of all of us. And to my class, good job, guys.
Ma, Pa, thank you for working hard and making it possible for me to attend PMA and supporting me in everything I did throughout my high school years. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to experience my high school experience, bond, and get to know my classmates the way I do right now. To my classmates, thank you for influencing me to do good, to do better. Thank you for the amazing experience and memories. I will forever hold on to them and cherish them. To my friends, thank you so much for being there for me and keeping up with me, keeping up with my annoyingness, loudness, and chaoticness. Thank you to my family, classmates, and friends.
To my mom, dad, and sister, thank you so much for your support and love throughout these past 12 years. It's been a rough yet rewarding journey, and I thank you for pushing me forward even when I wanted to give up. Love you guys. Oftentimes we focus on the struggles and achievements of us as students, and as valid and courageous as those are, I have to give credit to the teachers and mentors that have taken time every day of the week to help me be the best that I can be. Thank you so much. To my amazing friends, thank you for the joy you put in my life. I don't want to think of this as an end, but as another step in the journey. I truly owe so much to you guys. Once again, thank you so much, and I look forward to this new page in life. Love you guys.
Growing up, I've always been surrounded by those that I consider my great role models. I cannot express enough the magnitude of gratitude I hold in my heart to those that supported me throughout the 18 years of my existence, especially to those that helped nurture my mental, spiritual, moral, and academic growth. To my dear parents, thank you for all that you have done for me, for truly supporting me since birth, for guiding and helping me prepare for the well-being of my future, and for helping me realize the potential of success within me, that it is greater than I have ever imagined. To my aunts, uncles, mentors, I thank you as well for the guidance and for also being there to support me. To my cousins, friends, best friend, and especially my sisters, I deeply thank you guys for everything that you all have done for me and for being there through thick and thins, especially for the support, encouragement, and for the wonderful memories I get to keep before I part ways. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to thank all the people here for showing up on our graduation today. I would also like to thank the juniors for hosting this heartwarming event. I want to give a special thanks to Miss Cynthia for her love and care and laughter, for being my dorm mom in Palau. Following that, I want to also thank Dean Fred for always being there for me when I'm feeling low. All my teachers for having so much patience with our crazy class. My classmates for sticking by me till the end. My 2 dorm mates for treating me like a sister. I would also like to give a shout out to my best friends, Shirley and Mary Grace, for becoming the people who I will cherish forever in my life. And lastly, to my dad, my mom, and my brother, the people who I wish were here today. I would like to show appreciation to every person who I have not mentioned but had interactions with, because I wouldn't be the person who I am today. Thank you.
Hello everyone. During the past few years at PMA, I have met plenty of people that I want to thank. Thanks to my parents and grandparents for always supporting, encouraging, and pushing me to do my best. I truly appreciate everything that you have done for me. That I could especially like to thank my classmates and my friends for making high school one of the most fun experiences of my life. Thank you guys for always helping me a lot. Also, thanks to my teachers. All of you are awesome teachers in my life. I feel so blessed that I was a student in your classes. Thank you again for everything. Finally, I'd like to thank PMA for always providing a good learning environment. I feel warm, happy, and positive here. Thank you.
Hi guys, I want to say thank you to all my friends and the PMA staff. You guys have helped me a lot, especially helped me to learn a new language. And to my father and my mom, I feel so grateful to be a child in this family. I'm so happy to stay with you guys. To my auntie, thank you for taking care of me for these few years in Palau. Palau is my second home, and I can clearly see this wonderful island is become prettier. I'm about to leave Palau, but I feel that I'm reluctant to leave because I found that my heart loves this place deeply and will never forget. This is an important part of memory in my life. Thank you, Palau. Thank you, PMA.
I want to thank my parents. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to let me come to Palau. You are everything to me, just as I am everything to you. I want to thank my cute classmates who illuminate me like sunshine and bring me warmth. I have nothing to hide from you guys. I love you and will love you forever. In addition to my classmates, I also have a group of lovely teachers. They're so selfless. I want to especially thank Miss Natalia, Miss Hartline, Mr. Robles, and Miss Hannah. Most of you guys are not here now, but you are like gardeners, planting the fruits of hope. I love you and I miss you. We will meet soon. I also want to thank Miss Sanchez. I love you, Miss. You care about me so much. Whenever I hear your sweet voice, I can feel a big, big hug. This hug, it can dispel all my unhappiness and bring me immense warmth. I also want to thank Mr. Mixon. Hey, you are very important to me. I never know what an enlightening teacher is, but I think you are my enlightening teacher. My word has already planted a seed that belongs to you. When one day it sprouts and grows into a towering tree, I hope you will be proud of me. I love you, brother. There is such a man who always likes to give me a high five and ask the classic question, how are you? He knows that I'm afraid of dogs and frogs, and he always laughs at me, but he protects me every time. When I'm happy, he will become happier. When I'm sad, he will accompany me in sadness. I often tell my parents that I feel sometimes he is my real parent. His love is like a mountain, because only he can suppress my unruggedness. His love is as high as a mountain. The mountain is speechless. His love is also speechless, but it is reflected in his taciturn and his hard work and in his lovingness. I know that I love you is totally not enough to express how I feel about you, and your kindness to me I will never forget. I love you, Mr. Fred. I love you, Dad.
To my friends and family, thank you for being there for me and helping me. First of all, I thank my school Parliamentary Academy and all the teachers and the staff that helped me grow by teaching me many things. Second, I want to thank my parents for they gave me life. So I want to thank them, and I really hope they can come to see my graduate. And to my grandma, thank you so much for taking care of us adult. I also want to thank this time and appreciate my auntie and uncle. Thank you for taking care of me throughout the high school. I love you both. And for last part to my classmates, thank you for the 4 years of high school time I was able to spend with you all. I have so many good memories. I will never forget you all.
There's not enough words in the world to describe how grateful I am to have you both as my parents. Mom, thank you for your unconditional love and support. When I felt like I wasn't enough, you were there to remind me that I was your all. Papa, your wisdom and your lessons has become the foundation of who I am today. To my siblings, Bere, Rizke, Soray, and Royce, thank you for always inspiring me to do my best and for always being there for me. And to all my aunts, uncles, cousins, thank you for all the memories that we have made. To my classmates, teachers, and friends, without your support and love, I wouldn't be where I am today. Thank you all for the unforgettable memories.
You know, I really thank God every day for blessing me with such a wonderful and amazing family. I really could not ask for, anything more or better. And I really thank my parents for always loving and supporting me no matter what. I really thank my siblings for instilling such great wisdom upon me. And I thank my grandparents for helping to raise me and teaching me a lot of great and important life lessons. And I also want to give a special thanks to my extended family, my uncles, aunties, and cousins for a lot of great things. I can always count on you guys no matter what, whenever times get tough. And I just really want to thank you, and I want you guys to know that I love you. And may God bless you and all of us always. Thank you.
Hey, what's up guys? It's me, VJ. I was told to do a tribute and I'm really bad at making one, so bear with me. To my Warrior fam, class of 2021, I'm super proud of you all, and I'm also blessed that I was able to spend these very last moments of my high school time with you all. I'm really gonna miss you guys. To my parents, mom, dad, thank you. Thank you for all the hard sacrifices you both made to make me reach this success in my life. I wouldn't have gotten this far if it weren't for both your love and support. I love you both from the bottom of my heart. Now for my best friend. Shoo! Bestie, you already know all I want to say, but you mean a lot to me that you deserve this shout out. Sulang raro ako'y bestie. Already kamanik mong tigarong mo karakaw. Ciao bestie. And to PMA, after 5 years, I can now say this. Goodbye, school!
Mom,
Ooh, forgive me if I'm unable to deliver the speech properly. Thank you very much, Mister. I was hoping that I could cry after the ceremony, but it's okay. We'll go through with it. Emma Watson once said that she didn't go to school just for the academics. She said that she went to school also because she wanted to share ideas and be around people who were passionate about learning. I relate with her somewhat and believe that academics aren't all that there is to school. However, sharing ideas and being around passionate learners, they're not, should I say this? They're not number one on my other reasons to go to school list. I believe that the main thing that attracts me to PMA is the environment. There's nothing like going into a classroom that is clean and maintained and is so cool that it gives you a moment of escape from Palau's heat and humidity. There's nothing like being around friends and classmates that have the most interesting conversations that you'd ever hear. All of these things and many more that make PMA such a fun place, a wonderful place to be in, I'm grateful for that. Especially since most high school students spend almost half of their waking hours at school. So the way a school is can severely affect how the student will turn out. Thankfully, I can proudly declare, on behalf of my class as well, that PMA has changed each and every one of us graduates for the better. But of course, our thanks shouldn't go to the school itself, because classrooms can't teach anything by themselves, buildings and landscapes can't maintain themselves, and there's no way a bunch of furniture and computers can handle the logistics of having 80+ students enter in, learn in, and leave a school safely. Our thanks should go to the staff, who are the only reason why PMA is such a nice place to be in. Our thanks go to the teachers, who had to take on extra classes, operate with limited resources, and/or teach here despite having responsibilities and even families elsewhere. Ms. Hannah, Ms. Nieves, Ms. Joy, Ms. Sherry, Mr. Mixon, Dean Fred, Ms. Yvonne, and Ms. Jen. We were able to learn more from and about each of you through your lessons and through example. Thank you for all the knowledge you've bestowed upon us. Our thanks also go to the awesome cooks that know how to work a cafeteria. Mr. Lem, Miss Jasmine, Mr. Joel, Mr. Bernard, and Miss Rennie. You are all somehow able to serve half 100 students every day and still make exceptions to those that needed it, based on how you were willing to set aside fresh fruits and vegetables for those of us who were crazy enough to attempt the hardest diet of the Daniel Challenge. We could see genuine care for us and our bellies too. Thank you for that. Thank you for keeping us fed, and also thank you for having your brilliant artists make the cafeteria beautiful with the amazing murals on the walls. Oh, and Miss Rennie, thank you also for taking on the additional task of keeping the campus clean and devoid of any mess. Mr. Marlon and Mr. Reggie, on top of ferrying many students from STA to PMA and back while memorizing the many bus stops in between, we've seen you work outside, work really hard to make sure that the landscape was neatly trimmed and kept beautiful. I think that one of the many things that attract visitors when they see PMA is, oh wow, it looks really pretty, so nice, the landscape is very smooth, it's very pretty. It's something that seems simple, but many of us take it for granted. So thank you for all of that, Mr. Marlon and Mr. Reggie. And of course, I cannot forget Miss Cynthia. Miss Cynthia, calling you the heart of the school is no exaggeration.
if you consider the school's blood to be letters, grades, lunch tickets, and all other documents that go around, the way you can take everything in, process them, and keep it out, you're basically a very powerful heart that can keep the school's blood pumping. And you can craft kites, tie rafts, and you do so many things that make me consider you to be the true jack of all trades. And to top it off, we like being around you, miss. I don't think there's any other reason why us seniors flock to your study hall, no, to your office like it's our own study hall. And last, but most certainly not the least, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Sanchez. Mr. Sanchez, you are the one that broke the unfortunate pattern of having a new principal every year. And we don't think it's just because you were able to fulfill your role well. We also believe it's because you were able to endure the struggles that come with being a principal. Being high up on the chain of command must have forced you to make many difficult decisions, and it couldn't have been easy. But you've managed to carry that burden all the way this far, like 8 years? Longer? 8 years. 8 years. We are very, okay, wait, no, not yet. We're thankful that you've been here thus far as an amazing principal. And Mrs. Sanchez, on top of your teaching of study skills, which I've heard helped my classmates a lot, you've also been there with Ms. Nieves to take our education to the next level so that we may go to college and then change the world eventually. You've also been there to speak to the entire school about matters of the heart and mind that we weren't even aware of to begin with, most of us. And of course, you were there to help Miss Hannah make this graduation look beautiful. All of the standing and walking and sitting down and coordination, Miss Hannah wouldn't have been able to do it without you. Thank you, Mrs. Sanchez. To close off, I'd like to make one final point. A dedication is usually a work of art that is given as a tribute to a person, place, or thing, while this speech can hardly qualify as a work of art. I hope that the time spent and the earnest words said on this speech suffice as dedication to an amazing group of people. So I, O.S. Ryan Golbu, on behalf of the graduating class of 2021, would like to thank the PMA staff. And I would like to ask the audience to please give a round of applause for them as well.
Thank you, always. Thank you for that beautiful message and being able to relay that in only the way that you know how to the best. Thank you. On behalf of our staff, our administration, our school board, thank you so much for those kind words and that message. I would like to continue extending my gratitude to all of our teachers, not just at the high school, but at the elementary school as well, all of our teaching staff. We faced some challenges this year as we were not able to bring in our usual student missionaries because of restrictions, travel restrictions. Of course, the obvious. This meant that all of our teachers had to add more responsibility to their already full plates. But I would like to identify one teacher in particular at this time. This teacher has excelled in performing her duties in a manner that went well above and beyond her responsibilities. Her commitment to her students and her passion for giving them the most and the best tools possible to succeed are always her top priorities. An example of her incredible commitment occurred when an unexpected family medical trip led her to Taiwan. On short notice, she prepared detailed lesson plans. And when I mean detailed, I mean detailed. She She prepared these lesson plans for the substitute teachers. Knowing that our staff was already fully loaded, we arranged for her to teach remotely over live Zoom sessions for her students in our updated library media center. All of this so the substitute teachers did not have to instruct and take on more load than they already had. She carried the major burden of teaching from her quarantine room in Taiwan and between medical visits. This tireless dedication to perform at the highest level, no matter what circumstances she was dealing with, is the reason that we honor her today. Her planning, her organization, her dedication to excellence is why she has been selected as the 2020-2021 Palau Mission Academy Teacher of the Year. Please join me in congratulating Mrs. Joy Nitlab Wong Whips. Now my message to the graduating class of 2021. Otherwise, you start at the floodgates, man. I was trying to hold it back there. I've spent the past school year trying to be intentional about enjoying the moments that we have with our students. After spending the last 8 weeks or so of last school year physically away from our students and not knowing if we were going to have any additional pandemic-related interruptions, I wanted to be a part of as many activities and events as possible for this school year and moving forward. I'm thankful to God that we didn't have any COVID-related interruptions. And I thank God that He has continued to bless our country of Palau. This week in particular has been filled with many reflective moments of you, the senior class of 2021. It's been especially great hearing from Miss Joy on Friday night and Mr. Mixon yesterday on Saturday at church. Share some words of He was not feeling well that day, and it happened to be at SDA with Mr. Nelson in the office. And on that day, I was here actually interviewing for the principal job. And Mr. Nelson said, "Abner, do you want to help?" I'm like, "Sure, that's why I'm here." Little did I know that he was going to ask me to substitute for Mr. Gonzalo's 4th grade music class. But I did. And that was the one time that I taught the graduating class of 2021. Some of you may remember that we played Hangman that day. It was music-related Hangman and Bible verse-related Hangman for about 30 minutes, but we were able to pass the time. Do you guys remember that? I know some of you may remember. But that moment, during that short 30-minute session, I learned something about you all. That you were so loving and tender and kind. Your expression and your willingness to participate in a game of hangman was surprising to me, but you did an incredible job sharing your love. Many, many years later, fast forward to their freshman year, we're celebrating our Christmas party, as we normally do, at Palau Mission Academy with the games and activities. And just as we're about to dismiss for the activities and the games, there's some commotion in the front in the chapel. And I was a little confused because I was given instructions by freshman students to stop the program. Stop the program. Wait, don't continue. I'll be honest, I was a little confused and even upset on why freshman students will tell the principal to stop the program. But then I looked at the freshman class officers and they said, "It's okay, mister, it's okay." They asked me to gather all of our staff members in the back room there of the chapel quickly because they had a surprise for us. I was quite shocked because this was completely unexpected. And when do students ever have good surprises for their teachers and their principal, right? But at that moment, we learned that they wanted to give us something special. The officers of the then freshman class, they put their savings and their money together, and they purchased a gift, a special, intentional, personalized gift for every single teacher at Palau Mission Academy. That was one of the greatest moments that I've experienced. It was so special. But years later, from these fourth graders who were willing to play hangman with the substitute teacher, to now freshmen in high school, you once again demonstrated your love, your kindness, and your incredible disposition to share love with others. And as we move forward to your senior year, we've had some incredible celebrations together. We were able to finally win a set, a few games, and even the volleyball championship this school year, which was incredibly exciting, and some of you seniors led out in that process. We were also able to celebrate as our debate team defeated their foes, friendly foes, in our debate at Carora State, winning first place. We even were able to celebrate as the new summer house went up. Thank you so much. And then about 3 weeks later, the old summer house collapsed because of the storm. But we were able to put it back up. We had a lot of incredible memories, a lot of good times, and disposition. We've heard throughout the weekend how incredibly intelligent that you are, and how wise you are, and how you help each other succeed together. And I pray that you can continue with those same characteristics in every area of your life as you move forward. But I also want to encourage you, not only with the love that you share, the kindness, to continue to grow spiritually. Because it's only spiritually that you're able to reach as many people as possible with your love and your kindness. Because at that point, you're not sharing your love, you're sharing God's love. Allow me to read you Ephesians 3, starting from verse 14. These are the words of Paul the Apostle, a specific prayer of spiritual growth. And as you move forward and share that same love that you share with everyone, remember these words. When I think of all this, I fall to my knees and I pray to the Father, the creator of everything in the heaven and on earth. I pray that from his glorious, unlimited resources, he will empower you with inner strength through his Spirit. Then Christ will make his home in your hearts as you trust him. Your roots will grow. They will grow down into God's love and keep you strong. And you may have the power to understand all of God's people, as all of God's people should, how wide, how long, how high, and how deep his love is. May you experience the love of Christ. Through it, it is too great to fully understand. Then, when you are made complete with all the fullness of his life and power, you will know that that comes from God. Now, All glory to God, who is able through his mighty power at work within us to accomplish infinitely more than we can ask for or think. God, glory to him in the church and in Christ Jesus through all generations, forever and ever. Amen. Remember, as successful as you are academically, as smart as you may be, remember, don't just aim for success in form of wealth and money. Remember to grow in spirit and spiritual strength. Remember that money and wealth, they can buy a home, but they cannot buy a house. Money and wealth can buy you a doctor, but they cannot buy you health. Money and wealth can buy flowers and gifts, but it can't buy love. Money and wealth cannot get you into heaven, but God will. Let us be thankful to him. Congratulations. I love you all, but remember that God loves you most. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is with great pleasure that I will be introducing our commencement speaker today. He was born in Baltimore, Maryland on August 9, 1968, but moved to Palau with his parents by the age of 4, and it has been his home ever since. Growing up, he helped his parents with their family business and gained experience working in different types of jobs at a young age. His first job was mowing lawns in his neighborhood at the age of 10, and he also went fishing with his father and helped take tourists out to the Rock Islands in order for his family to earn extra income. This was where his love for his country also began to foster. He obtained a bachelor's degree in business administration and economics from Andrews University in Michigan within 3 years and went on to earn an MBA from Anderson Graduate School of Management at the University of California, Los Angeles. To everyone here, you probably know him as the current president of Palau. To the PMA, SD, and SDA staff and faculty, you probably know him better as the chairman of the school board. And to my classmates, you probably know him best as Moded's dad. One of the most frequent conversations we have is about our class. He always starts off with, "How many students are in your class?" To which I respond with the given number, 21. And his answer is almost always, "Really?" To which I then go over all of you by name and just to refresh his memory. So with his position and relation to us, he has had the opportunity to witness our class grow and develop. He has seen us since elementary school for some of us. There's much more I can say about him, but to summarize, he is a faithful Christian, a dedicated family man, and a true patriot. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming President Surang Whips Jr.
To be able to speak to this class. I was thinking about why you gave me this opportunity. And I said, well, maybe I started 12 years ago working toward this day. I made sure that I was on the school board and stayed on the school board and stayed as Moded's parent and been a very active part of her life. So I hope that contributed to the selection. But there's so many people that I'm sure have so many stories and things to share. But Dr. Olu, I was just thinking that maybe one extra thing that I had was I got elected president, so that's maybe why they selected me today. And I was getting ready to come to speak to you this afternoon, and one of the things in life that I fear most is getting up and talking. But it seems like that's what I have to do every day now. But I still get nervous, like I am now. And, you have to face your fears. You have to keep moving forward. And I thank you for the opportunity to share with you. And especially this 58th commencement. And, it's a class of 2021, and there's 21 of you. That's kind of amazing, yeah, 21 of you. In fact, I was just sharing with Principal Sanchez, 14 of them are graduating with honors. If you see the white sashes, that's pretty incredible. And 11 of them have a GPA over 3.75. So that's just a testament to the incredible work and dedication that these students have shown throughout their years in school. I want to share a quick story and something for you to think about, because I was reading through your mission, aim, and motto, and I think one of the important points that keeps coming back is about teams and helping each other and sharing, and I think that's what we've heard about this class. There was a frog once, and he was trying to go south. As you know, geese always fly south in the winter. And so he was talking to these geese by the pond, and he said, I need to go south, and I need a way to get there. And the geese looked at him and go, if we carry you, we're not going to make it. So he had this brilliant idea, and he said, okay, well, why don't two of you together hold a stick, and I bite onto the stick, and you carry me. So the geese agreed. You know, they all sharing this pond together, so they took off and they started flying. And they were flying south. Another bird flew along and saw what they were doing and was very impressed. So he said, who came up with this idea? The frog was quick to respond. And he said, I did. Of course, we know what happens if you open your mouth, right? If you're holding onto the branch, you come tumbling down. So it's important that we always think about the team and not about ourselves. You know, it took a team to bring us to this day. And I think the team began when we started changing diapers, Siegfried, right? And mom making sure you're well fed. Teachers loving you and caring for you in the classroom. And I think all members of the family and friends being there to support you. And that's why we're here today, to celebrate this very special day. And it's important that we have good friends, good team members that support us. And I want to share that because sometimes in life, we may have team members that don't support us or don't bring out the best in us. And I know as you're going off to school, this is my opportunity, my last opportunity to really give advice, because I know you'll all be gone and be so much wiser and not ready to receive more good advice from parents. But when I went off to school, I had the opportunity of being at Palau High School. And graduating from Palau High School, as some of you know, is a good education, but maybe it doesn't really prepare you for college. For starters, there was a lot of classes that weren't totally complete. We'd go to class for 15 minutes and leave. It was easy to get A's, let's put it that way. So we'd go through a whole school year, and the textbook is 500 pages long, and maybe we'd cover 100 pages. But we got a grade, and we were off to the races, getting A's. So, you know, I got all A's in high school, so I thought, oh, this is going to be easy. I'm going to be in college. I was at Virginia Tech, and I had roommates, and, you know, it was all, 35,000 students, so there's a lot of people. And you make friends, and one of the things I was doing was I was taking 6 classes, 3 credits each, and it was things like psychology, sociology, history, calculus. And one of the things that I soon realized is when I got all my books, all of them were about 500 pages long, and I soon learned that I needed to complete that class in 10 weeks because we were on a quarter system. Well, soon I found out that I was way behind, and I started just reading chapter summaries and tried to get along. And tests started coming along, and I was getting C's. But you know what happened was all my roommates and my friends that I was hanging around with, that's what they were getting, C's or D's. And so suddenly, I knew where my grades were headed, and the end of the quarter was coming. Of course, I had to tell my parents, you have to understand, I came from Palau. This is the way it is, It's really tough in college. We're not prepared. But I share this because the next quarter, I just so happened to be in a calculus class, pre-calculus class, with some students, and we had a team assignment. And after being a part of that team, I soon realized that they were all A students. And I realized why they were A students. Because you know, they always tell you when you go to college, for every hour of class, you should do 2 hours of schoolwork. But I didn't think that really applied because I was used to high school, and every hour of class meant maybe some studying, but not too much. But my grades changed because of who I was around. And I think it's so important in life that we choose who we're around, because they truly help us and shape us. In Proverbs 27:17, it says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And I really truly believe that, because it was those people that you're around that really help you and guide you and really bring the best in you. So if I have one word of advice, continue to search out those friends that sharpen you and make you better. The other thing that I think that's important about teams and is really understanding what it means being part of a team. I was thinking the other reason you chose me is I went to UCLA. And UCLA, as you know, is famous for basketball. These days, not so much, but in the olden days, very much so. Because there was a famous coach. His name was John Wooden. And John Wooden is famous because in the span of 12 years, he took the team to the tournament all those years, but he won 10 NCAA tournaments in 12 years. I think it's a record that still today has not been broken and probably won't be broken. But you know, what's interesting about Mr. Wooden is his execution of the fundamentals. You know, basketball is an easy game. Defense, he made sure that you did it the right way. If it was dribbling, he made sure you did it the right way. If it was passing, he made sure that you did it the right way. If it was blocking, he made sure that you did it the right way. And there's a story that goes about one of his players. His name was Andre McCarter. And he was in practice, and at that time with a gentleman by the name of Bill Walton, who was also a very famous basketball player. And they were running up the court, and he did a behind-the-back pass to Bill. And as soon as he did the behind-the-back pass, Bill got it and was ready to shoot. It was a perfect pass. But Coach Wooden was at the other end of the court, and he whistled as loud as he could and ran over, and he was upset at what had just happened. The team didn't understand why he was so upset. He says, that's not acceptable. You should not be passing the ball behind your back. And Andre went home that night, went back to the dorm that night, and he was not too happy with what had happened. So he thought about it. Next morning, he went in to see the coach, and he was upset at the coach. So he barreled in and said, Coach, it was an awesome pass. It was perfect. It would have worked. Why'd you stop us? So Coach Wooden said, you know, yes, you did an awesome pass, but not everybody on the team can do that. And not everybody would be successful at doing it. And then he was wrestling around with his papers because he was looking for his 3x5 index cards. And then he looked up a statistic. And the statistic that he looked up said, passes behind the back are effective 78% of the time. But if you are facing the person and pass to them, from the chest, passing it, they're effective 98% of the time. The reminder that that's giving us is that it's not about how good you look, it's about how effective you are. You should always do the best. And many times we get caught up in looking good and not so much about doing the right thing. Teams require all of us. And I just want to share one more example. Jerry Rice, who you know is a famous, I'm sharing these people because that's who I know. When I was in college, it was Jerry Rice and Joe Montana, right? All the parents here know those guys. And, you know, he was a great receiver. But later on in life, he was working for the Denver Broncos. And while at the Denver Broncos, he was in an interview. And they asked him if the recent success of the Broncos was due to the team's quarterback, who at that time was Tim Tebow, or was it because of the defense? Well, Mr. Rice was a bit upset about this comment. And he said, when are we going to get past this idea that one person or one thing is the reason for a group's success? Get over it already. It's killing us. It's probably the biggest reason why Washington and our economy are a mess. They're winning because of 53 players. You're winning today because of the 21 players that you have on your team. And you should be proud of that, because that's what it is. It's a team. Teammates must see the value in everybody on the team. And that's the only way you're going to sustain success. Your motto is the verse out of 2 Corinthians, and it says, 2 Corinthians 4:18, and it says, so we seek to fix our eyes on what is seen, but not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. And I think it's so important to reflect on this text at this time. You know, around the world, everybody's fearful of COVID because we don't see it. We know it moves around. It takes lives. It separates us. It's created havoc. But we don't see it, and we fear it. But you know, that's not the only thing that's unseen to the naked eye. There's a story in 2 Kings chapter 6, and it's about Elisha. Elisha was at home, and the king of the Armenians, I would say, was out to capture him because they knew he was the reason why Israel was so powerful. So his servant comes to wake him up because they're coming down on him. They could see all these soldiers coming. And he goes, Master, what do we do? Well, Elisha quickly tells him not to worry, and he prays that his servant opens up his eyes. And of course, what does the servant see? He sees all the angels, those that are unseen, right? And the story continues that not only does he see the angels, Elisha continues to pray, and he asks that all the enemy is blinded. So they become blinded, and Elisha then takes them into Samaria because they can't see the enemy. They can't see him anymore. And he leads them into Samaria, where the king of Samaria then takes them. We have to believe in the unseen. We have to have faith. And sometimes we're blinded. And there's a man at a filling station one time, and he was complaining to the gas attendant. You know, the full-service gas stations, you go up, and then sometimes they come out and clean out your windows. They don't do it here, but in the States they do. And so he was over cleaning the window, and he kept on telling the man was in the car, and he kept on telling him, it's dirty, clean it again. After the fourth time, this young man who was cleaning the window was, he was getting upset, but he kept on doing it. Luckily, the man's wife was sitting next to him in the car and said, honey, maybe you need to take off your glasses and clean them. Sometimes we're blinded and we don't see what needs to be seen. We are really blessed today to to be in Palau, to be COVID-free, and to have this graduation where we can be together and celebrate with you. We're also blessed that God has given you life and allowed us to be your parents and your friends and your family and your community. You are special. There's 7.7 billion people in the world, but there's only one Yanaya, there's only one Elwise, there's only one Mary Grace, and there's only one DM, there's only one Ilang, there's only one Elena, and there's only one Bob. I'm not going to go, I can do everybody, but we're here all afternoon. But there's only one of you. And, you know, that's what makes you special. You've been shaped and continue to be shaped. So I just want to share some advice that I think maybe helps to continue to shape and mold you. And I always like to say it's, you know, advice from my parents and from my dad. And I think the most important thing that we have is really our character. And so it's very important that I encourage you, never lie, never cheat, never steal. And one of the things that my dad always used to remind us is don't whine, don't complain, and don't make excuses. In fact, he used to tell us, if you're going to whine, I'm going to spank you because you shouldn't be whining. So, you know, you have to cherish those values, and you have to keep them. You know, many times we have challenges, but we need to see through them and not make excuses. You need to continue to learn. And whether it's finishing your PhD or being an MD or learning to be an international aid worker, all of those things require continuous learning, continuous sharing. And you should never stop. I stopped taking my last test 29 years ago, but that didn't mean I stopped learning. I learn every day from the people that surround me, from family, and you know, I think that's what we all should always strive to do. I went to school, of course I took business, but I know a little bit about education, partly because I've been on the school board for a long time. I know a little bit about health, because I've been on boards that run clinics and hospitals. And I continue to learn because I've had those opportunities. So at times, you know, I shared this with other students this year, that my parents would get into an argument over what is the best career. And my mom would say education, because there's nothing more important than changing somebody's life and making a difference. And my dad would say, well, no, that's not going to pay you well. But you know, what's really most important is how we serve people. And that can be done in any career that we do. And as we continue to learn, we learn how to serve. I think the other thing that we should always remember is that there's no replacement for hard work, whether it's in the classroom, it's at any job that you get. You have to work hard to succeed. And never waste time. I think that's one thing I learned from my dad is that time is money, so you always should use your time wisely. But most of all, I think what's most important is that we put God first. Because I think that's really what shapes us and what molds us and what keeps us in line. At least it helps me to remind me to be humble. Yes, I'm special, but I'm just like everybody else. Makes us kind and makes us meek. And most of all, it gives us, I think, strength to stand up for what we believe. And I like to share two characters in the Bible that really, to me, demonstrate that. And I had to choose a male and a female because I want to make sure that we're gender balanced. But there's two. One is Daniel. And Daniel, as you know, was a young man who had to go into a foreign land. And his faith was challenged. But he had no fear. All the way up until he was in the lion's den. He always knew that God would be with him. He always knew that if he stood up for what he believed, whether it's, I'm not going to eat this food, I'm going to worship my God, he always stood up for what he believed. And I think that's so important because many times we may be in situations that we're embarrassed about what we believe. We may be embarrassed to be a Palawan. We may be embarrassed because of who we are. Maybe we think we're, for me, I was always struggling with weight, how we look. But Daniel reminds us that we should always stand up for what we believe. I think the same goes for Esther. Esther saw favor in the king. And she knew that if she would go in front of the king, she was going to be put to death. But she prayed and she had faith. We should always trust in God. And I think what's most important, put him first. Pray every day for guidance. Give him thanks. And open the good book. Read the Bible. That's what keeps us in touch. So there's three things that I like to say. First, we need to face our fears. So face your fears. If you think it's impossible, it's not impossible. There's always a way around it. You can get through it. That's what Michael Jordan says. Find every way to climb over the wall, go around the wall, whatever wall, the barrier that's put up, you can do it. So, my greatest fear was always speaking in public. Well, I've had to face it and have to do this many, many times. And forget about your failures. Many times we fail, but I think the most important thing is when we fail, let's fall forward. I think Mr. Mixon and Miss Joy reminded us that. We got to fall forward. And most importantly, follow your faith. That doesn't mean that everything's going to be easy, everything's going to be all right. Right? But the Bible does have a promise, and that promise is in Isaiah 41:10. Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my victorious right hand. God is with you 24/7, 365. Remember that God is in control. We may have struggles, but what I challenge you to do is make sure that God is always your coach. He is always part of your team. Don't let him out of your team. And as Principal Sanchez says, and I think it says it best in Matthew 16:26, for what has a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? So you're getting this piece of paper today. You're going to start this new journey. And You know, I was just so impressed when I met with these young graduates a few days ago to hear what they aspire to do. We have doctors, lawyers, business people, international aid workers, teachers, everything you can imagine. But it's all about them doing their best and really maximizing their talents. So, what I ask is that maybe you spend less time on TV, less time on the phones, and use your brain more, and let the Bible be your guide. Keep an intimate relationship with God, especially as you enter this next chapter of your life. There is no better friend, there is no better coach, there is no better team member. Listen to his voice, really depend on him, and never lose focus. Remember the frog? He thought about himself. Remember Peter? He took his eyes off of Jesus and started sinking. Never lose focus. Because really the most important thing, and I think the reason why we as parents invested in a Christian education, was to build your character, and most of all, build that relationship with God. Share the God's love with all those around you, because there is no greater love than the love that He has for us and for you. And I know you'll do great things, and I want to congratulate you, because you are an awesome class. And we wish you the best, and we couldn't be more proud as parents and as a country for the class of 2021. So God bless and God be with you. Thank you.
At this moment, we would like to invite to come forward our commencement guest speaker, Mr. President Surangol Whips Jr. We would like to thank you for sharing with us an inspiring message about what's important for success and for being here as our guest speaker. And we would now like to express our gratitude by presenting to you a gift prepared by our class in partnership with the Belao Eco Glass Center, a glass sculpture of the Palauan flag resembling our country and the pride you have in serving our nation. And you can see the picture of it presented in the screen. We would also like to share with you this certificate of appreciation presented in sincere recognition and appreciation of your invaluable service as our guest speaker during the 58th commencement ceremony of the graduating class of 2021.
Once again, Mr. President, kakmal nasulang.
As I address the graduates of 2021, I will turn to face them one last time. So, this is the class everyone's always talking about. The class full of kind hearts and helpful hands. The class full of driven, determined individuals. I stand here today with you as one of you, and I could not be more proud of everything we have done together. We've accomplished so much. Even in our most difficult times, we found ways to pull through, to give love and care, to give our all, to hold on to each other. And we've held on. We've made it here. My beloved seniors, we have made it. As your class president, I cannot thank you enough for your patience and cooperation this year. I know I had my downfalls, but I'm glad that I had all of you to give me your support and lend me your help. To my officers, I am forever grateful for your hard work and dedication. I know it hasn't been easy, but everything you've done has been worth it. To address a class like this one is like asking for the moon. What can one say to people so hardworking, so intelligent, so incredible? Now that we've come this far, there is so much excitement. Teachers, parents, and friends alike are all asking about where we will go, what we will do, and what our plans are for the future. Everything we've ever done has led up to this moment. This is our final moment as we are now. This is our goodbye. But before we leave this stage and are cast into the world and set on our own paths, I want to give you 4 words as a blessing for your journeys. These words, I hope, will serve as pillars in your paths towards your futures. The first thing I wish for all of you is faith. I have seen our struggle through these 4 years. I have seen us get discouraged and lose faith in ourselves. I hope that in each of your lives, you have faith in yourself, faith in what you've accomplished, and faith in what you will do. It is through this faith that you can start on your journey, that you can believe in everything that is possible. The second is courage. I know that the journey itself will be hard, and starting the journey is just as, if not more, difficult. I hope that you have the courage to start working towards whatever you set your minds to. I hope that this courage is the wind that gets you moving on each of your paths. I wish for your courage to be the beginning of a beautiful journey. Third, I pray for strength. In our years at PMA, we've gone through so many trials and hardships. We've endured and fought and pulled through. As we go on to this next phase, I hope for strength in your lives. I hope that this strength is what keeps you pushing, keeps you marching on your paths. I hope this strength fills you with fire that can't be put out, with determination that can't be stifled. The final thing I wish for you is peace. No matter where you are in your walk, it's never easy to find peace and stillness. The world is always changing, and it's difficult to keep calm in the midst of everything you must face. I pray for you all to find peace as you remain on your journey. I hope that this peace is exactly what you need when things get overwhelming. I hope that peace surrounds you always. This chapter of our lives has come to an end, but this is only the beginning of our stories. I know that each and every one of you has come from places of grief and darkness, and that you have risen from it to emerge victorious. I am so proud of each and every one of you. The world isn't ready for what we're bringing to it. We are an unstoppable force just waiting to be released into the open. And so, to my warriors, to my class of 2021, I want to leave you with these 4 pillars, 4 hopes for your futures. I pray that as you move forward with your lives, you all are blessed with the faith to believe, the courage to begin, the strength to endure, and the peace to overcome. Although I do not know what our futures hold, nor what lies in store for us, what I do know, and have always known, is that we are more than ready for it. Thank you for everything you've done all these years. It was an honor to serve my class. I love you all.
Thank you, Mary Grace, for those incredible words. Before the subject awards and graduation diplomas are presented, I'd like to share some of the incredible accomplishments of the graduating class of 2021. We've heard over and over how incredibly talented and smart and successful they've been, but the fact of the matter is that the numbers don't lie. Before you, this is one of the most successful, academically successful classes in the history of Palau Mission Academy. We've been tracking those numbers since about 6th grade when they were taking their SAT 10 scores. And from then, they managed to score the highest in all of Palau, all the way up until their freshman, sophomore, and junior year as they took the Iowa test. And they managed to score overall as a class the highest in all of Palau. And lastly, as they prepared to take their Iowa test, their standardized test, their senior year, we were met with the surprise that seniors don't take the Iowa test, but PMA seniors do. So we went ahead and administered the Iowa test to the senior class, and they managed to rank, not here in Palau because the Ministry of Education doesn't test seniors, but with the North American Division of Seventh-day Adventist schools. They managed to be up there and rank high amongst all schools in the North American Division. Congratulations. Allow me to share some more of their accolades. You may notice that many of our students are wearing cords and hoods around their necks. The green cords that they wear represent their 13-year tenure as Palau SDA school students. 4 of them have been together since kindergarten: Mary Grace, Yanaya, Diem, and Modet. Congratulations. Like I said, the class as a whole has been able to excel academically and perform to the highest level. Inside of your programs on the left side, there towards the top in the middle, is the key that represents all of their academic achievements. I know they're really small and hard to see, so allow me to share what they are. We have honors, which is a GPA from 3.25 to 3.49, and that is represented by the gold cord. We have high honors, which is a GPA from 3.5 to 3.74, represented by a silver cord. And highest honors, like the president mentioned, with a GPA from 3.75 to 4.0. Those are those students wearing the white cords. 14 of our 21 students, graduating seniors, are graduating today with high honors. We have 1 student with honors, 2 students with high honors, and 11 of those honors are the highest honors. As a matter of fact, the top 6 students were fighting for the highest positions. They all shared right around the ballpark of 3.9, ... You may also notice that some of them are wearing the white hoods. 12 of our seniors showcase the National Honor Society hood. These 12 seniors were a part of PMA's prestigious organization, the Palau Mission Academy chapter of the National Honor Society. This society is an organization for high school students in the United States and selected countries and outlying territories. We're the first high school in Palau to have a chapter of the National Honor Society. These students were selected by the NHS School Council and is based on 4 criteria: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. I know you know those very well by now. So those 12 students are the ones who are donning the NHS white hood. We also have 10 students, 10 students that have earned the PMA Scholar. That doubles the previous high of any other class of Palau Mission Academy. The PMA Scholar is the highest academic achievement that any student can earn at Palau Mission Academy. They must be a 4-year senior. They must have a minimum of a 3.75 GPA. They must accumulate a minimum of 100 community service hours. And most of these guys, like they mentioned, they had about 40 or 50 by their freshman year. I remember driving by them sometimes, offering them a ride, and they were like, "No, we're going to another community service." I thought they were absolutely crazy, but they weren't. There was a method to their madness. We continue. They have to have taken pre-calculus, physics, which are advance academic electives, and complete a required essay that they submit to the principal before they graduate. These students will be receiving the Advanced Academic Diploma this afternoon. I'm very proud to say that many of them have already been accepted or in the final stages of being accepted in the admissions process to different colleges and universities around the world. I'm very happy that our students will be increasing their knowledge all over Earth. Some of the colleges and universities that they have been accepted to are, of course, Palau Community College, the University of Guam, Hawaii Community College in Hilo. We even have some students who have committed to Seventh-day Adventist universities. We have students who have been accepted to La Sierra University in Riverside, California, at Andrews University in Bering Springs, Michigan. There's a couple of you. Southern Adventist University in Collegeville, Tennessee. There's also a couple of you, my alma mater. And then we have other students who've been accepted to other schools in the U.S., the University of Cincinnati in Cincinnati, Ohio. Where's Pete? Case Western Reserve University, one of the highest private school in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. Pepperdine University in Malibu, California, and even schools internationally. Adamson University in the Manila, Philippines, Arden University in the United Kingdom, and the University of Otago, thank you, in New Zealand. In addition, as of today, the class of 2021 has been awarded a total of $157,000 in institutional scholarships, an impressive feat for only a class of 21 students. On behalf of our teachers of this incredible graduating class, I will be presenting now the awards for class awards, subject awards. There are two categories that we award from. The first is the most outstanding student in a particular subject. And this award is given to the student with the highest academic grade, regardless of conduct. This is just the highest grade in the class. The other award is the most improved student in a particular subject. And this award is given to the student that was able to raise their grade and improve their learning and their effort for the particular subject. At this time, when I call student, please come forward as I give you your award. I'll start with the most improved students in this batch. We'll start with the most improved students in physics class, which again is in academic elective. Most improved students in physics class goes to Mr. Dylan Pasquale. Our next award for Most Improved Student goes to the Most Improved Student in Senior Bible Class, and that award goes to Miss Diem Matul. The next award goes to the Most Improved Student in American Government, Mr. Mixon's American Government class, and that award goes to Hayang Liu. The next award goes to the Most Improved Student in Senior Algebra 2, And that goes to Mr. Zhang Yang Gao Wade. The next most improved student award goes to the student in pre-calculus class. Most improved in pre-calculus. That's a hard class. Very hard class. That award goes to Miss Belena Demol. The next award goes to the most improved student in senior English class. Senior English class. That goes to that's from our very own Chaplain Hannah, our English teacher. The most improved student in senior English class goes to Lei Ming. Pete. Now we move on to our most outstanding students. And once again, these are the students that have earned the highest grade in the class. And we have a few of these awards that I'd like to announce. The first award for most outstanding student is for the student in senior English class. Senior English class. That award goes to Miss Mary Grace Shirk. The next award goes to, the next two awards actually go to the same student for most outstanding student in senior Bible and most outstanding student in physics class. That award goes to Miss Ying Kao. Charlene. The next two awards also goes to one student, and these are for most outstanding student in pre-calculus class and most outstanding student in American government class. That award goes to Mr. Yilang Liu. And we're almost done with our most outstanding awards. The last two most outstanding student award goes to the student in senior algebra 2. Actually, the last most outstanding student goes to the senior in algebra 2. And that award goes to Mr. Nobuyuki Yano. I'd also like to award two separate awards. These are not for a particular class subject, but these next two recipients are part of the National Honor Society, this chapter of the National Honor Society. And every year, our students in the National Honor Society are part of an individual service project. So you can work alone or you can work in a group. And every year, these students go out into the community, and on their own, they create a service project that they feel can impact their own community. And after all the individual service projects are completed, the sponsors select the top first place award for first place in individual service project. And once again, this is based on the most creative, the most impactful to the community, whatever project was the most creative and impactful in their community. So first place this year for the individual service project goes to 2 students as they worked as a team for renovating the Meta Forest, Hisaya Nakamura and Nobuyuki Yano. And the last award certificate that I will be given today, before we hand out our diplomas, goes to the most outstanding student of the year. This award is a very unique and special award that is given to one student in all of Palau Mission Academy. This is a combination of both academics and conduct and positive impact and influence in our school, in our community. This award is voted on by the teachers and the administration. So they're selected. And this year, the most outstanding student of the year for Palau Mission Academy is a senior by the name of Mr. Nobuyuki Yano. This time, I'd like to call Vice Principal Nelson Cisior to the podium as we prepare to award the diplomas to our senior class.
Yanaya Ngertao Klolubak, Valedictorian, PMA Scholar, Highest Honors, Member of National Honor Society. Alwais Orion Golbu, Salutatorian, Highest Honors, National Honor Society. Mary Grace Asuncion Shirk. First honorable mention, PMA Scholar, highest honors, and member of National Honor Society. DM Tmatul. Liu Yilang. PMA Scholar, highest honors, National Honor Society. Bilena Loilong Tamol. PMA Scholar, highest honors, National Honor Society. Bob Olebu Harris. PMA Scholar, highest honors, member of National Honor Society. Lency Gasol Lazarus. Moded Samantha Ramangasaw Surang. PMA Scholar, highest honors, and member of National Honor Society. Nobuyuki Neinoa Ubal Victoriano. PMA Scholar, highest honors, and National Honor Society. Cherry Lee Cabana Terunez. High honors, National Honor Society. Mandy Alexis Velez. Angelil Parado Shishore. PMA Scholar, highest honors, and member of National Honor Society. Himari Tono. PMA Scholar, highest honors, and member of National Honor Society. Chow Yining. Honors. Kao Zhengyang. Lei Ming. Liu Haiyang. Hisae Batokolungil Nakamura. PMA Scholar, highest honors, and member of National Honor Society. Dylan Itungulbay Pascual. High honors. Vicente J. Koshiba Bua.
Because you have all successfully completed all of your graduation requirements, according to the Ministry of Education and the Department of Education of the Guam Indonesia Mission and the Seventh-day Adventist Church, I recommend to our school board chairman to accept your requirements as completed.
We do.
At this time, I'd like to ask the senior class to move your tassel from right to left, signifying that you have been accepted as graduates of the Palau Missionary Class of 2021. Congratulations for the very first time, Alumni Class of 2021. As the seniors arrange themselves for their class song, I'd like to kindly inform all of our guests, family, and friends to please wait for all of our students to exit the main hall before you greet and congratulate them. We'd like for every student to have their moment to exit and have their picture taken, so please kindly wait for them to complete the walk and exit the main hall. Thank you very much.
Mabadang similar talam litera PMA class of 2021. Alabang lungu, malaway say, akulingita other agoy mabadatil ekle lulu. Let's bow our heads for prayer. Adam الجالس الغرابة بالوات أيمر مدام روباية ورang سولم الجرال تلك متقوبة ست رقمام من تملون إلى رقوي. إلا اللي مرة لون يا روباية أقولنيت مبام بينجل أتام رقمام ما تيجا يمم باللي رقمام المرة ونيل كلنgar ما بينجمام مر أضرب لي مام من مقهل رقمام سولان رقوي يقمر الجادر سانلون غلنgarang كلlang لجم يسوع كريستوس آمين.
Thank you all. Have a wonderful evening. God bless you. Have a great summer.
Thank you, thank you. Very good.
Dia akan lagi kamera berat 12 menit.